What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back. I said I was going to finish the episode, y'all. Had a busy weekend. Let's talk the Ultimatum Season 2, Episode 5. First things first, if you're brand new to the channel or a returning viewer that is not yet subscribed, I know some of y'all have been typing in TammyTalks the Ultimatum in the search and refreshing. I know because you've been in my Instagram telling me. If that is you, hit that subscribe button, y'all, and then you are notified each and every time I post a video. Let's get into it. So, Alex and Roxanne. So, they're out meeting up with her parents. And I felt this conversation went on entirely too long. Entirely too long for me. So, basically, Alex is telling her parents why he just doesn't know why he's not ready to settle down. He wants to get married, he wants to do it, but he's just not ready in that moment. And as I keep saying with a lot of these couples, it's because you don't like Kat enough to be married to her. You don't want to be married to Kat. Because you can't, his reasonings were always, we've been too busy traveling the world for me to propose. Said literally no one ever. Literally. So, Alex's parents, he tells, wait. Alex tells Roxanne's parents that his parents liked her a lot and that they could really see them together. So her parents are saying that, how you act with your in-laws sets kind of a precedent. So like if we come by the house, you shouldn't be off watching TV. You need to be present, engaged, not on your phone, not doing this, not zoning off in space, kind of focused on the task at hand. Which I think is important, yes. But it's also, I didn't like the vibe that the conversation gave. You know what I mean? Something about the father's, I don't know if I was distracted by his very sunburnt face. Like, sir, we have to use the SPF. Lord have mercy, that man. And you can tell that he was sunburnt because he had like the glasses tan. Like his face made me hurt. I was like, oh my goodness. It was weird. Like, I get this whole conversation is they're in a pseudo marriage, but it's also, I don't know. I think it's because I don't like any of these people. I don't like any of these people on this cast this season. You know what? I like Trey and Ryan, but I don't like whatever. So, her parents were asking all the important questions, right? All jokes aside, her parents were asking all the important questions. And one question that I love that her father asked was, would you marry yourself? Right? Would you date yourself? That's like, I feel like that's an important question that everybody should ask, right? Would I date myself? Would I marry myself? Because if you aren't able to rattle off the reasons like her father said, why should anybody else marry you? So Alex kind of stumbled through it, and there's something about Alex that's given odd, right? I don't know what it is. He can't answer a question directly, which bothers me. But I don't know what it is. Her father was like, you did better than average. I say, what is the bar? Because the way that Alex went through that question, my God, I didn't think he did well with that question at all. So this entire scene to me felt like an interrogation, to be real with y'all. The conversation didn't feel natural. It didn't flow. It was like, why do you like her? This is why. Why don't you like this? This is why. Well, what's your other girlfriend's name? This is why. Like, it was kind of like it was like a badgerment, if that's a word, a badgerment of questions that, I don't know. I didn't like the scene. I didn't like it whatsoever. And Roxanne looked like her mama. Looks like her mama. Looks like her mama's age. That lady is not 31. So, we get to Ryan and Trey. Now, okay, somebody said in the comments that some people just have red eyes. I get that, y'all. But Trey's eyes aren't red throughout the day. Trey's eyes are red at night. That man is tired. That man is tired. We can see that today. We can see that on this episode. His eyes weren't red at all. That man is tired at night. What is the filming schedule? That's what I want to know. What is the filming schedule? So they meet up with Ryan's brother and his girlfriend. Completely disappointed that Trey did not get up to shake that man's hand or to greet his girlfriend. Absolutely not. If you were sitting down and somebody comes in and you are greeting that person, I was always taught to stand up. Personally, I was always taught to stand up to greet that person, even if you're just standing up to shake their hand, standing up to give them a hug. But whatever. So Ryan is really on her whatever happens type with James. And I think when you've been with somebody for 7 years and that has been Ryan's only boyfriend, she has come to, I think she's come to a point where she, I, I'm always conflicted when people have only ever dated one person, just their high school sweetheart. I always feel like you're kind of missing out on something in life, and I'm wondering if Ryan is feeling like that in this moment where James might be great, but she also feels like I shouldn't have to bring you on this show to propose to me. You shouldn't, but you did. You should not have, but you did. Ryan's brother's girlfriend clearly wanted some camera time because she was talking. You hear me? So her brother's girlfriend pointed out that Ryan has always made James her priority, but James has not done the same. And we've heard Ryan say that a number of times before. So they keep saying how Ryan is a different person. She's a different person. Um, and how similar she is now to Trey. How open she is, how willing she is to talk about her feelings, how emotionally open she is. So Ryan said that she does not think that Trey has red flags. Just red eyes. But yeah, she said that he doesn't have any red flags. But I need us to temper our expectations, Ryan, because again, you have been with this man for 3 weeks. There's a difference between you dating somebody for 3 weeks and not seeing a red flag, because for all intents and purposes, everybody has their representative on, than you dating somebody for, hell, even 3 months. You know what I mean? So, again, I wish we were getting more scenes. I don't know, something like this episode was only 45 minutes. We could have tacked on an extra 15 to get a full hour, and we could have at least seen some interaction with just these couples. We're not seeing anything with these people. So everybody's out. We have the guys' night and the girls' night. So, guys' night. Trey said that he's learning a lot about himself throughout this process. He finally understands like the point, the grand point of this process. He tells James that he's now realizing how different he is with Riot, and based on how much he has in common with Ryan, how similar they are. So he's telling James that I went out with Riot's family, and they kept saying how she's so open. This is the most open she's ever been with anybody. How she's a complete different person now. And James is like, that's funny because her family, he was giving serial killer vibes for sure today. But he's like, it's funny because her family always says that, she only opens up with me. So I'm conflicted. So James, it's like, well, me and Raya have tension, and it's because, she was upset about me not wanting to hold her hand. So he said that Raya thinks that the full experience of marriage is at least holding hands and hugging. James was like, to me, the full experience of marriage is having sex and sleeping naked and taking showers together. And I told Raya that, and she said she's game. What part about Raya said that she wanted to have sex with you? What part about Raya said that she was game with having sex with you? James, you about to work my nerves. I can feel it. Again, if you put spoilers in the comments, I'm gonna block you. My black finger been heavy with these videos the past couple weeks. So, past couple days, I should say. My black finger has been heavy. Please do not spoil the episode. Somebody already put something in my comments about Ryan and was it James? I saw Ryan and then I deleted because I could tell it was a spoiler. So please, y'all, it's not hard not to spoil something. It's not hard. It's not hard. So James then tells Trey, she wants to have sex or whatever. Trey is like, that's funny because right before this happened, Raya called me and said that you think that she wants to have sex with you. So now I have some questions. And James looked shook. James, you are lying. You are lying. You are lying. I'm sorry, but and it was a good discussion in the comments about if he doesn't want to hold her hand and stuff like that, there's boundaries. That's perfectly fine. But I think the real thing was the conversation. If he doesn't want to hold her hand because he has his boundaries within this process, perfectly fine. But he didn't articulate it that way. James all but said, if I hold your hand, then we gonna fuck. That's how that came out. Ryan did not say, okay, well, then we can start sleeping naked and having sex. Add it to my shit list, James. Cause that like don't lie on nobody about that. Don't put no bodies on yourself. So after that we get Alex. So Alex said that Roxanne being strong willed is tiring. I was like, okay. So here's the thing. Alex is doing what everybody else is doing, and Antonio is taking it so personal. So Antonio's weird AF. Y'all came for me about my math. Look here. Look here, y'all. It's easy for y'all to come in the comments and be like, yeah, 500 times 35, 0.35 is whatever, whatever, because you're sitting with a calculator in front of you. But the amount of people that is literally all y'all had to write in the comments, y'all ain't get nothing else from the video. Nothing else from the video. Nothing else from the video. Ooh, I swear, like, it's people I have never even seen comment before that were like, actually, the number is this. Your math is this. And it's like, yeah, because y'all saw me try to do a top of the dome. But what else happened in the video? What else in the episode did y'all want to talk about? Just my math skills, huh? Okay. But I appreciate you guys, helping me out. I appreciate it. So Antonio was very like defensive and weird when it came to Alex. So Antonio goes on and says he feels like Alex is holding back on what he wants to say. And Alex was being very weird the way he was trying to converse in this setting. He was like everything, he talks in like circles. It's like he doesn't want to be upfront, he doesn't want to be direct. I don't know if he really likes Roxanne. I don't know. So Antonio said that he is one of the most selfish people ever. And it's not like on purpose, he just doesn't think. So Antonio feels that he has laid out everything on the line, like he's not sleeping in the bed with Kat. And Alex was like, that's weird. You should be sleeping in the bed. Relationships have to be physical. And they have this very, very interesting conversation about how for some people the physical is a barrier, and for other people, their emotions are behind the physical. And all that comes down to, in my opinion, is love languages. So some people's love language is literally physical touch, right? Some people's aren't. And Alex is saying how he's a very physical person. And I love that Alex was like, relationships have to be physical. Doesn't have to be sexual, but it does have to be physical. And I like that he kind of glanced at James when he said that, because if Raya, like, you should be hugging your wife. So the fact that you won't even give Raya a hug, yeah, she's going to shut down on you altogether. I'm sorry, but I've been out the past couple days. I have hugged a lot of people. It doesn't mean that I want to fuck every nigga that I hugged in the club the other night. These are just people that I know. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird that that's even where James's head goes to. But I'm going to touch on something a little later that I think might clear it up. So James is talking to Trey over to the side. James said that Raya is in an uncompromising position. Tells Trey, I'm not telling you to explore other options, but she's not ready to get married. She doesn't want to compromise in any of my arguments. Then was like, you guys are at different positions in your life. So for one, James was clearly drunk. James's eyes were red. James was talking very slow and labored. James' eyes were glossy. James wouldn't make eye contact. So for me, that was one. So then Trey is like, okay, because Trey even kind of laughs, like, you've been with your girl for 7 years. Why aren't y'all married? So James said that Ryan is not his first love. So I'm like, okay, y'all been together since y'all were 16. So were you with somebody before that? But then he goes and starts saying that he wants Ryan to know everything about him. Um, he wants Ryan to know everything about him. He wants Ryan to like be proud of him. He thought he had to have this like fancy job that she could brag about and all this other type of stuff. And it started to really give a little weirdo too, for me at least. So then James said that, he didn't have a really good childhood. Some things went on with his mom and with his dad. So I'm wondering, is there some type of abuse that went on? Because he's like, some things were really bad. So, where there's some type of abuse, whether emotional, physical, sexual, there was something going on that James is like scared to say. Like, I don't know. I feel like James needs therapy. That's what I feel like. I feel like James needs therapy. James then goes on to say that he knows that he is not emotionally available, and that's what Brian's issue with him is. Trey said, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. She didn't say that. That's not anything she said. She said that you put other things above her. She doesn't feel like a priority. And James just looked at him like, I don't know. I just feel like James wasn't all there in that scene. I didn't like how he threw Raya under the bus with that either. Mainly because we know she doesn't want to get married because she's the one that was on the ultimate. Is the one that received the ultimatum. But I feel like we haven't seen enough conversations to understand what he's talking about. Y'all didn't have an argument. Y'all had a discussion in which you should have just laid out what your boundaries were. But you were holding her hand before and you were doing other things like that before. So you can't say that now all of a sudden she wants sex from that when it's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, James. We just to finish up the guys situation, we have Alex and Antonio. So Antonio wants to know what Alex's parents had to say about Roxanne. Antonio is giving weirdo, he's giving creepy, he's giving kind of possessiveness, he's giving insecure, he's giving please relax. He's giving please relax. So they're talking. And he asks Alex, what do your parents think about her? And Alex, why do you want to know? It's a simple question. Very simple. My parents left her, or my parents kind of felt like we might have had something, but they're not sure. It's a very easy way to say that. He's like, yeah, Roxanne is great in spurts, but she's this and she's that. And it's like, damn, do you like her or not? Again, Netflix, if y'all do a season 3, y'all have to show us more of these dates and interactions. We don't know anything that's going on. So we can't say that Alex is lying or not. We can't say that Roxanne is lying or not because, like, we're literally not seeing it. So Alex goes around, talks in circles. Antonio was like, I feel like you're trying to spare me or spare yourself. I'm trying to spare you. So Antonio wants to know, are you there to continue your relationship with Kat, break up with Kat, or leave with Roxanne? Alex said none of the above. Oh, it's gonna be one. Well, yes, it's going to be one of the three. He said yes, but it's like a byproduct of. He said, and I don't know, something about Alex. I told you, something about all these people are weird on here this season, y'all. It's too bad that Lisa and Brian were so toxic they had to leave the show. Because whether or not the lady got pregnant, I think that they were going to have to remove them from the show anyways because she slapped him. And we can have domestic violence and abuse. Yes, it is abuse happening on this show with no repercussions. So Alex then tells Antonio Roxanne is mean. She's mean and was like, I think you're just her whipping boy. Then says that Roxanne does not respect you. Antonio looks shocked and it's like, why would you say that? Because it's true. She doesn't respect you. She's been dragging you to and fro until to everybody she can on here. We have heard her drag you on here, good sir. So Alex tells him that, she said this about you and that about you. And Antonio is, like, you wouldn't be anything without me, and I'm, carrying the relationship and all this other stuff. Antonio doesn't believe it. He's like, no, I know what her issues are with me. Do you? Do you? Do you, like, you may know the issues on the surface level, but do you know the issues that she has with you? um Alex is in the confessional and said that, he has seen this before where guys just want to take Roxanne from him, and that's why they do that. Roxanne would never say those mean things about him. You're gonna be in for a rude fucking awakening when you watch the show back. When you watch this back. So Alex tells Antonio tells Alex that Roxanne, he doesn't imagine she would complain about anything other than work. She been complaining about you. And then now she's over at girls' night complaining about you, Alex. So Roxanne tells Kat that Alex is completely open to marriage now. He was open before, so it's not like a big shock. But Raya is talking about how James doesn't want to talk to her. So she's talking to Ryan to the side. And she's like, he won't hold my hand. He won't even give me a hug. She said, I needed a hug one day and he wouldn't give me a hug. There has to be something dark is in James's past. Something dark. So Ryan was like, well, we didn't have any boundaries coming into this. So, like, how did y'all get past that? Ryan said, well, I hold my own hand in the shower and I hug myself in the shower because I can't get a hug or any type of physical touch any other way. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So basically, they're talking, and Ryan kind of low key does see herself running off with Trey. She sees that for herself. Raya looks a little shocked. I don't know if Raya likes Trey either. Raya might need to just leave single because she clearly ain't gonna be with James because James is giving a little weirdo, and emotionally stunted because of something that has happened. He's trying to hide something, and Trey, I think, is gonna. Well, we'll get there. I think Trey is gonna end up with Ryan. I don't know. So we then see Roxanne and Kat talk. So Roxanne thinks that Antonio is not a gentleman. She said that he's also a liar. She said, I've caught him in a bunch of lies. She's a bunch of white lies. And she mentions the fact that her father asks, does he open car doors? And he said, yeah, I think I do. And I was with Kat. That's the lie you talking about? And she's like, well, not just that, there's just so many. So many. But girl, you're giving us an example of a car door. Would that be a lie? Sure. Is it the end of the world for being a lie? No. So she also mentioned that she thinks that he's lying about work or something. She's like, yeah, he'll tell me little things about work, but then I also know that he's napping throughout the day. Look here, Roxanne, everybody don't have to work 24/7 like you, right? He's an entrepreneur. I believe he's an entrepreneur as well. So if he runs his own company and he wants to take a little siesta, okay, around 1 p.m. to 2, if he can do it, he can do it. How do you, I don't like none of these people, y'all. I don't like these people. That's too bad. So Roxanne feels that Alex is surface level and not vulnerable, and Kat feels the same way. She then tells Kat that if you want something from him, you need to tell him, and if he doesn't give it to you, you need to leave. She feels sorry for Kat for even being with somebody like Alex. Honestly, y'all, I'm wondering if Alex and Roxanne are bad talking the other person so that their partners that they came in with leave them and the two of them can be together. Cause it's a little odd. It's a little odd. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode 5. And I will be back for episode 6 soon. Bye.